What's up, party people? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Quanteezy with the Christocrats and the Red Pill Reality. I have been hecka busy and haven't been able to really get videos out like I want to. So I figured I'd do this video while I'm on my lunch break, the tail end of my lunch break, just to touch base with you guys and kind of give them a commentary on what's going on here in the world. The big news of the day is the caravan and how they have broken through. Some of them broke through and got caught, how they're trying to rush the border, and Trump, you know, President Trump putting the lockdown and saying, hey, listen, if they continue to try to bust through the border, then we will lock down the border permanently. Homeboy's not playing. Homeboy is not playing, and I totally and completely agree with him. Let me, talk to you a little bit about this. Some of the people, obviously on the left, are trying to spin this as evil Trump once again. Y'all saw it. I talked about it earlier. I said that this was not going to end pretty. They were forced to shoot tear gas into the crowd because 500 of them, and I would venture to say even probably more, were trying to bum rush the border. And that was their intention all along. Like, what they're trying to do is force America's hand. Whoops. They're trying to make America do what they want to do, what they want us to do, as opposed to going by our rules and laws. And believe it or not, Mexico is not having it neither. Mexico done got tired of it because they seeing that this is crazy. You cannot force. You know what they're doing? These migrant people are doing. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you were out in public with your parents. Your parents maybe went out with some friends of theirs or whatever, and before y'all all go out, your parents tell you not to ask for nothing when they're out because they don't want to be embarrassed or whatever. They don't have the money to do it, and you as a kid go ahead and make sure you ask, you and your buddy, whatever, ask your parents, can so-and-so spend the night, knowing that if the parent says no in front of the other parent, that's going to make the other parent, make your parent look bad. That's kind of like trying to force. It's like you're trying to force the parent's hand, right? You're trying to make them do what you want them to do by asking them, and you don't give them the ability to enforce whatever rules they said because they don't want to look bad. Well, Trump don't care about looking bad. No, he doesn't care about what the left has to say, calling him whatever. He cares about protecting this country, and so he's told them over and over, you're not going to get let in here by forcibly coming to the border, especially when you come to the wrong parts of the border and try to push your way through. And that's what they were doing. 500 of them were trying to force their way past the border, like I said they was going to do. And so they shot tear gas into them. Now, they could have shot bullets, but they didn't tear gas into them. And you have the left crying and whining and saying, there was children and women there. Well, guess what? They put themselves in danger by basically broadcasting that they're going to break the law. So let me ask you this question. If I was a bank robber and I went and robbed a bank, tried to rob a bank and got into a car chase and then a shootout in my car with the police officers, and my child was in the back seat and my wife was in the passenger seat, and they got injured or killed or whatever because of that car chase, because I broke the law, would it be the police's fault that my kid or my wife got hurt? Unfortunate that they did, but whose fault would that be? That would be the lawbreaker's fault, obviously. So these people, whether they are trying to flee, harsh conditions, that's not the question. There's harsh conditions all over the world, and America is the most welcoming place that there is. Try that crap in other countries, and you'll see what happens. It's not going to fly in other countries. Mexico is now on board with deporting them people and getting them back into their own country. So it's not just them. The whole world is seeing that. If we, America, let them come on in, obviously the asylum is a legal thing, but it has to be vetted. And the way that it's set up is so stupid, to where like they come in to the border, they come in under asylum, and then they are what do you call it? Then they write them down, and they give them an ankle bracelet or whatever, and then they send them on their way and give them a future court date for them to come back and try to like go through their hearing. And you know how many, the percentage of the people that actually come back is so daggone low. So basically they use the excuse of asylum to get into this country without having to go through the right process. So we got to stop it somewhere. There's got to be a boundary that we set. We can't just let it, because if we let this precedent go where we just let them in, humanitarian, and can't be paying. And you know what's funny? The same people that cry about it being humanitarian are the same people that agree with abortion. They're the same people that don't have compassion for everybody, but selective compassion. I want y'all to know that doing it this way, setting up rules and boundaries that affect everybody, is the best way to have compassion. Just carte blanche letting them in is, number one, setting them up for failure. Number two is messing with the people that have tried to come here the right way. And number three is just breaking our laws and making excuses for them. So we have to let the world know that boundaries and rules does not equal like not having compassion. We conservatives have more compassion than any of those progressives, because we not only want everyone to follow the rules fairly, but we try to set it up so where that everybody can have the opportunity to strive for greatness. And we're not going to guarantee you that you get the greatness, because me guaranteeing you greatness means that I have to take it away from somebody else, because there's only so much of that to go around. So when it's in the government's control. So when it's open for everyone and we give you the tools that you need to try to be successful on your own, then that is the best way to be compassionate. We give you the tools to fish as opposed to giving you the fish itself. So that's what that is. Keep an eye on it. Remember that we have to make our judgment calls based on what the Word of God says as close as possible. Nationalism is something that we are supposed to hold up. We hold up our allegiance to Christ first, then our family, and then our nation. So be aware. Let's keep our eye on it. I know that there's more that's going to come to it. This is just the beginning, and hopefully it won't come to actual bullets. These people won't be belligerent and really try to force their way in. So remember, keep abreast with us. Go ahead and like and share the content. If you like what you're hearing, you want to hear more. Twitter has been trying to jack with me a little bit, but we press on. God is doing some great things, and I'm almost to the point where I'm going to be able to give you the announcements on what we are creating for you guys. Awesome stuff. Love you guys. Love God, hate sin. And remember, if we're not left, we're not right, but we're up.